So I am back at the Train Loft in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, which is my dad, Jeff's store. I haven't been here in about 2.5 months, been out in California. So I am going to check out what is new, what's coming in soon, and just kind of catch up with him. Hi, I'm Lisa. It's nice to meet you. I just popped over to my stepmom's roller skate shop, Derby City Skates. And I was like, hi, Susan. And, you know, I was like, I'll be over at the Train Loft. And the customer was like, what's the Train Loft? Well, it's a model train store. So you might be asking, like, model train store? Huh? It's not a hobby store, as in there aren't other hobbies that are represented here. It is a model train store specifically. And he has more in here than most stores. It's O gauge, so it's a certain scale, certain size train, and there is just a lot to see. Whenever I've helped him and people come in, I'm like, I know you're spotting all kinds of things here, but believe it or not, behind every wall here is more product. It's like in every little nook and cranny. And if you have a specific interest, like NASA or a certain baseball team, or there's a city you lived in, like he gave me the City of Lights car from San Francisco because I lived there for 5 years. There's a lot. So you can always kind of ask him, hey, do you have this blah, 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 blah from this year? Or you don't know the year. You're just like, there was this car that came out, and he'll be like, oh yeah, from this year. Yeah, they haven't made it in 15 years. And I've got one of those in the back. It's product number, blah, 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 blah. He has way better memory than I have, that's for sure. So anyways, I love like antique shops, thrift stores, like flea markets, any kind of place where there's just like a lot to look at, general stores. And his shop is like that, in that like you're just like completely like overstimulated, looking around, spotting all kinds of things. So I haven't been here in, like I said, like 2.5 months. So I know there are going to be things that I haven't seen before, and I'm just going to kind of enjoy poking around. Yeah, it looks great.
It's just a better throws. You know, you were around for the first run because you remember the Global.
Yeah.
It's the companion to the Strohs. So a lot of the guys who ordered this car also ordered that Strohs car.
Yeah.
The Cheerwine cylindrical hopper, we're still taking orders for this. It'll be here in July.
Okay. Tell me again about the map on there.
Well, the idea is to trace the distribution network along the eastern seaboard of the Cheerwine soda. And so when you turn the train card this way, you have the eastern seaboard. And the bubbles. And the cities that Cheerwine goes to is noted on the train card. Double door 50-foot boxcar. Comes in 2 different car numbers. The 259 is 259 South Stratford Road, the home of the very first Krispy Kreme donut store. And then second number is 534, which is 534 South Main Street, which is the address of the very first Krispy Kreme bakery in 1937.
So it's really kind of special that my dad is doing this Krispy Kreme car. I've been to Old Salem and seen a spot where the original Krispy Kreme was. There's like a plaque in the grass. I think the building might have burnt down or something years ago. But anyways, so that's kind of neat. And then on Stratford Road, you see them just glistening, coming down the conveyor belt. So good. I mean, there's no other way to eat a Krispy Kreme donut than like when they're hot fresh now. I mean, that is, every time I go and I get some, I don't even get out of the parking lot before I've already had one. Seriously.
Ooh, yeah.
So about 3 weeks ago, MTH announced an action car, which I call them aquarium cars. And I call them aquarium cars because they always would have the fish swimming inside of the car in the interior, which is lighted with LEDs. And so I have an extensive collection of these aquarium cars, as do many of my customers. You have the hammerhead shark car, you have the sea lion car, there's the clownfish car, and if I can do it, I'm going to bring all these aquarium cars to the train show on Saturday. And the Southern Crescent will pull the aquarium cars. So what happened was that MTH announced that they're going to produce the aquarium car for the first time, I think, since 2017. But it's not a fish car, it's the Flying Santa Christmas version of the aquarium car, where the Santa is going to be flying inside the car.
Oh.
So it's not an aquarium car per se with fish, but it's Christmas version. I decided, wouldn't it be really clever if we could get the donuts to move around the inside of the action car or the aquarium car.
So I want to show you the other aquarium cars that he was kind of referring to, because they are usually back here. Yep. There you go.
It's really neat that the sharks just kind of like go around. It's on a conveyor belt, just like the donuts will do. And yeah, it's fun. I'm really into the cars that are animated. There's something going on. Lights are coming on. You know, there's a Santa one that my dad had where it was like Santa comes out. It's like, hey, with his little lantern. So that's fun. I feel like especially when people are coming in over the holidays, I'm usually like recommending stuff like that. You know, when they're under a tree, or when I like turn off the lights and like show people how everything looks when it's lit up, and it's just like an extra magical sparkle.
So that's what this is. This is the order form, and these are donuts on the stainless steel rollers. And if you've ever been into the Krispy Kreme bakery, you have the dough going through the oven on the rollers, and then they come out baked. And then the glazing machine hits them with the glaze. They're on the rollers, and then they roll into the box, and you're got the Krispy Kreme box. Mm-hmm. And then you have fun eating the donuts. So this is number 1001, and if you call me and order this Krispy Kreme Clever Donut Aquarium car, we will key you in on the significance of 1001.
So Hot Fresh Now is definitely the way to go. Not all the stores have that. I have been to the one in Santa Monica. I used to live maybe like 4 or 5 blocks from my brother Chris, and we would meet kind of in the middle at the Krispy Kreme there. You know, definitely like a kind of nostalgic thing for our hometown. I've also tried another Krispy Kreme out in the LA area. Been to the one in Charlotte, but the one in Stratford Road here in my hometown, like where it originated, is kind of the most special. And when you get them hot fresh now, yeah, there's nothing like it. All right, thanks.
All this talk of Krispy Kreme definitely inspired me to go right after filming, as well as the very next day.
You're looking at a collector of aquarium cars. I have almost every MTH and Lionel aquarium car. And we're talking about the animated fish cars, where you see the great white shark aquarium car, or the sea lion car, the clownfish car, the hammerhead shark car, the sea lion car. So these were all aquarium cars that came out over the past 20 some years that focused on a specific sea creature or fish. So we came up with the idea to produce an aquarium car that had multiple fish. And then if you're going to do multiple fish, you want to focus on a specific region or lake. And here's what we came up with. This is the Train Loft's latest production of an aquarium car. This is our custom run dealer exclusive Lake Erie fishery aquarium car. And so what this is all the different fish that are specifically in Lake Erie. Look at the fish: the perch, walleye, smallmouth bass, rainbow trout, the steelhead, the largemouth bass, coho salmon, and the pike. Of course, what's the best eating fish at Lake Erie? All you guys who live up there, as I used to, all know it's the Lake Erie perch. Okay, so Lisa, do you know your geography? What are the major cities that are on Lake Erie? So, Toledo, Ohio. How about you, Lisa?
Cleveland, which is the area I was born in. Okay. And you're going to go next?
I'll do the difficult ones. Erie, Pennsylvania.
Oh.
Have you ever been to Cedar Point?
Yes, we went together.
Yes, and Cedar Point is in...
Geauga County?
No, I'll just tell you. It's
Okay.
Sandusky.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Sandusky.
So
Okay.
those cities that are in the United States that are on Lake Erie are part of this car. So
Okay.
there they are. Kids, you can teach them something.
Hello there.
Yeah.
Hey, nice to see you again. I have been gone for 2.5 months, but here we are. Nice to see you. And like your shirt.
What are you taking pictures of?
You.
What?
No.
I got signed a release form.
That's true. That's true. You're right.
I've been having fun, like poking around, seeing what's new, seeing what's coming up, like the
Okay.
Krispy Kreme car and all
This
this.
is how it ends.
It's a train show coming up Saturday and Sunday. We got like 225, 250 tables taken down in Spencer. So
Are you going to be going?
I don't know if I'm going to go or not.
Okay.
My son is,
Okay.
I know, but we got a fire engine show the same day.
Really? We've been to that during the
And they got a
summertime.
cheer wine festival the same day.
Yeah,
And
Really? You know, I've been wanting to go to
it's
that.
hard to get to all
The
that.
Cheerwine Festival.
the cheer wine festival is mostly down in Salisbury. And now in Spencer.
Ah.
Okay? Now, they would not have any cheer wine train cars there. You gotta get them here. They don't have them down there.
Yeah, Dad and I are both going to Spencer.
I might go just to say hello to you.
You should come.
Here already.
Yes.
Yeah. This will be my first train show. So it's always nice to see familiar faces. And most of the time when I'm in the store helping my dad, that is exactly what I see. Or I meet nice new people. So I've definitely met this guy before. So nice to kind of reconnect. And then I'm going around. It's funny, he was talking about the train show that's Saturday that my dad will be at with his train club, and then I'm going to go to. And it's actually of this building right here in Spencer. This is like a replica of the real deal that you can visit. So it's cool. My dad had this made. It's kind of like a custom run of this building. It's actually on the train layout. So I'm just going to show you this Barber Junction building right here.
This is the one that is at Spencer.
Oh.
And this runs around in the yard. So when we are at Spencer running our green, white, and gold Southern E8s, the real one will be running giving train rides up and down the yard. So that'll be kind of cool.
Not surprised, I also spotted another building that I've never seen here before, which sometimes, like my dad said earlier, like sometimes you just don't spot something for a while because there's so much to look at. But I'm pretty sure that this Doolittle building is something that's new. So as I was saying, there's a lot to look at in here, and then some little peculiar things that my dad has done. Like the dinosaur on the train layout. So yeah, sometimes I kind of do little games with the kids to see if they can pay attention to detail and spot these things. Always a lot to see in here, huh? As I was saying, behind all the walls, there's more. Oh, hey, Susan. Oh, all right, my stepmom's here. We're gonna go to lunch. But I just wanted to show you that there is so much back here. Anyways, this kind of exemplifies why he ends up shipping literally worldwide. Like, he ships to France, he ships out to California where I live, he ships to Barbados. I actually met one of his customers in Barbados. You can see that in one of the other videos. Yeah, there's just a lot of inventory, a lot of very unique things. Like in many cases, he only has like one of them, and you know, they're very hard to find. And then he comes out with all these custom runs. So there's a lot of other stuff that's kind of unique that you can just get in the store.
If you want smoke to come out, it's already done for you.
Mm-hmm.
So this is pretty nifty. He has this packet of layout options, and you can find this online, print it out there, whatever. But you know, each page has a different design, and then you can see exactly how many pieces you need of each, you know, shape and length to create your vision. My dad is also just really good at basically having someone kind of start to conceive of what they've envisioned, or maybe they don't even have a clue and they're just like totally overwhelmed. And he can make really helpful suggestions or tell them how many pieces they need. And I mean, if they end up buying too many of one piece and they get home and realize it, like he'll take them back. So anyways, he's super helpful with like the math and the design of it all. So Dad, these look similar, but they're not. These two look the same, but different cab numbers. These two look the same, different cab numbers. Anything I should know about this?
Well, sure. This started out as a very prototypical and historical project that I thought of doing because we're in the South and we love Southern trains. So these green, white, and gold E8 diesels were painted this color in 1970 by the Southern Railroad. They had a choice to make: either turn in all their passenger car equipment to the government and our country would run passenger trains under the Amtrak name. But Southern decided not to do that. They were a holdout. They said, hey, Southern serves the South, and the Southern Railroad can do it better than the government can do it. So they refurbished their equipment, painted their black E8s, that's the model number of these long, older diesels, and refurbished some passenger equipment and ran the train from Washington, D.C. to New Orleans with several stops in between. So what we're doing is a project, a historical project, and this is the set. It's the Southern E8, which is a now Atlas O, former MTH premier model, the 4-car Southern passenger set, which have the prototypical names, the baggage, the Fort Oglethorpe coach, the Catawba River coach, the Yadkin River coach, and then a sleeper diner set, and then the end car was the short dome car. And these were the prototypical cars that ran in the 70s. It's been released and it's here in stock, and I just have a few of these pieces left. So we're going to this big train show tomorrow at North Carolina Transportation Center, where the 6900 is restored and located. And they're going to be running this train up and down the rails, carrying passengers and giving everybody fun rides. At the same time, I'll be in the roundhouse with my O-Gauge Train Club running trains. So I put together the double-headed Southern 6900, which is the Southern Crescent Spirit of Spencer. The second unit is the second number of the set, which is the 6914, which is in Chattanooga. And then I had a customer who approached me with these two units, which are old Weaver units from the 90s. They don't have nearly the detail, they don't have the speed control, they don't have the talking. They are a precursor to the wonderful, fully functional trains we have today. So I got into these trains and painstakingly converted them to a freewheeling, basically a dummy unit, but kept the lighting and kept the sounds. So what we have here is what the train looked like. It was a quadruple-headed Southern E8 train that went from Washington, D.C. all the way to New Orleans. And there's film footage, there's a fantastic CBS or NBC news video about it. It lasted until 1979, and then finally Southern gave up the ghost and turned in their passenger equipment as more and more individuals stopped riding the trains.
So you have this new custom of the Chesapeake in Ohio?
It's a Lionel dealer exclusive. We're calling it the Big Chessie H7 2882 steam engine. And this one is much different than the big boy was last year. This has a Vanderbilt tender and a coal load, which I think is much more interesting. And then the front end of the H7 is more interesting due to the feed water heater, all the piping that goes in and out of it, the air pumps. Then of course it's the same silver wheel treatment and polished nickel plate rims on the wheels.
Okay.
But this is a big thing. This is like the big boy. It's like it's the big thing this year.
That's the big thing this year.
So what is this hobby, this community, really about? Well, I'd say it's nostalgia and history, connection, and family. My adventure at the North Carolina Transportation Museum's train show, and many more adventures coming soon.
I'll see you Saturday, Dad, at the train show. Love you.
Love you too.
Bye.